Glenn, nice to have you with us. Thank you. Gentlemen, why don't you join me over here? Glenn Gregory, would you introduce me to the gentleman coming in on my, your right, I guess?
This is Ian Marsh from Heaven 17 and Martin Ware from Heaven 17.
Hello. You know, what I'd like to do is talk to the three of you, but unfortunately there's a fellow behind us. He's going to get very bent out of shape if we don't introduce him. Is he with you at all times, Martin?
I've not really met him before, but...
Have you ever seen this man?
No, I don't recognize him. He's not.
He just showed up at the studio.
He's a chauffeur.
Let's find out what his name is. What is your name, sir?
Bill Gerber.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the manager of the group who's sitting in... Do you really play drums?
Of course I really play drums.
Bill Gerber, ladies and gentlemen. Sit and be quiet. Whenever can you get a chance to tell your manager to sit, quiet? You two gentlemen were with the Human League.
That's right.
Why did you leave?
Oh, you know, we ceased to become creative, I think. It's hard to tell, you know.
Where did they run into you, Glenn?
Oh, I've known them since I was about 15, and they knew I could sing, so when they split from the Human League, they phoned me up and asked me to come up and sing with them, and I said, sure.
You were working with another group at the time?
No, I was working as a photographer at the time, and I took pictures of the Human League when they were
Makes sense,
together,
doesn't
and
it?
so they, you know.
See, it's who you know and all of that. What is the British Electric Foundation?
It's a real company that myself and Martin set up when we split up from the Human League, because we thought it was a better way of organising our talents than forming a normal group.
Well, do you have time to work with other people?
Oh yeah, lots of time. Well, as much time as we can get. You know, we work with people like Tina Turner and Gary Glitter and all sorts.
Gary Glitter? He's my teen idol. Yes. When do you go back to the studio?
We go back in the studio as soon as we get to England. We're going to start work on, first of all, writing a new single for England, maybe America, and then carry on and do the rest of the new album.
Will you be back to tour here when that's over?
Maybe. We're waiting until we've earned enough money so we can use our own money for a change instead of the record company.
Ian, and this is Martin. This is their new album, The Luxury Gap. Go out and buy it. All right, now, I have a few questions for these guys. Ian, you are a politically oriented band. Now, what I wanted to know is, do you guys consider yourself political in the same sense as The Clash, and what are your politics?
Not quite in the same sense as the Clash. I think the Clash are pretty didactic. They try and force it down people's throats, and generally they're preaching to the converted. They like talking to people who are already into that sort of thing, and it seems fairly pointless to me. Whereas our approach is a little softer, a little more subtle maybe, but in doing so we probably reach more people who wouldn't necessarily think like that in the first place, but eventually if they get around to reading the lyrics, maybe they will come over to our point of view.
Okay, very nice. Well spoken. Okay, Martin, in as much as you guys are not big fans of big business industry, that sort of thing, how do you think it's going to affect you guys if you become very successful, which it looks like you're on the verge of doing, making a lot of money within the system that you supposedly are working to change?
It is a difficult one, I admit, and we've put a lot of thought to this in the many interviews we've done in the last few days. And the best answer we can come up with is we'll put it all into films.
Okay. Glenn, you want to tell us about the new album?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, the new album, The Luxury Gap. There it is, buy it. It was recorded in about a 3-month period, starting off with little tea mornings that we used to have, where Ian and Martin would come round to my flat, and I'd have little sandwiches made, and tea or coffee, and we'd chat, and we'd got a little Dr. Rhythm at that time, which is a little drum machine, and a couple of Casio tones, and they'd, you know, we'd kind of work out little songs as we were drinking tea.
Do you all write the songs equally?
Absolutely, yeah. We write the music's first, and then the lyrics come right at the very last.
Okay, why don't you introduce the video clip that we're going to show right now. This is not the American single, this is the European release,
this
right?
is the European release that's just gone to #2 in England, and it's Temptation.
The Luxury Gap, that's Heaven 17 and Crushed by the Wheels of Industry, as they say. They're from Sheffield, Edinburgh and London. Martin, Glenn and Ian, welcome.
Hello.
Okay. Now that video, a bit different to the others, isn't it, Glenn?
It is a bit different for us. It was done in a studio and on video, and all our other stuff's been done on film and on location, so it's quite a change for us.
But what about those clever effects?
Yeah, there's plenty of clever effects in there. What's strange about those is that when you're actually shooting the video, you don't see them. They're all done afterwards in the video editing suite. So you're just sitting there in more or less a blank studio, being asked to do all these very strange things, and all you're thinking is, oh my God, this is going to be so embarrassing. But actually it does work out very well. It's really nice.
Must be peculiar.
It is very strange, yeah.
Now, what about a tour? Come on, when are we going to see Heaven 17 on stage?
Never at the moment, if we can help it. That's because we did a hell of a lot of touring with the old Human League, and we didn't enjoy it particularly, and we lost a phenomenal amount of money, so we won't be touring in the near future, I wouldn't think.
All right. What about new music, though? What about a new album?
That's on the way. We're going to work, write some new songs.
A few coffee mornings writing.
Yeah, and then we'll get into the studio and have a new album ready soon.
Martin, you've been doing other work as well anyway already, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I've been working with Tina Turner, who's a lot prettier than these two.
No, a bit.
Well, all right, a little bit. And she's got a good voice as well. That's a side issue there. And we're doing a cover version of an Al Green song called Let's Stay Together, and also a Bowie song called 1984.
We've got some 12 inches of Crushed by the Wheels of Industry to give away on a competition. What can we do as a question?
We've got the perfect question for you. Martin went out today, or not today, but the other day, and bought a cat for Karen, his wife. So Martin will tell you what he wants you to do.
Well, it's a little blue Siamese cat, actually.
It's just like Blue Peter, isn't it?
And we don't really know what to call it. So if you'd like to send in your ideas for names, we'll give you
out
some
the best
albums.
one.
Okay.